Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel Chess Weapon. In this videos we shall see how Fischer lost and won few games. Also small introduction with King's Indian defense.
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we are going to see like Robert James Fischer when he was at the age of 13, how he outplayed when he was piece-up. So here white started developing like knight c3. It's very surprising, like it is like queen pawn opening. Bobby Fischer used to play in the early age like queen pawn opening also. Like black started playing like bishop to b4, pinning the knight. And here white got a very good discover attack, knight takes pawn. Plan is very simple. If he captures the pawn, we can win the bishop. Either the queen takes or pawn takes, whatever takes, we are going to win the bishop. And in case of bishop takes, then we can play knight to b6, fork. And if we try to save the queen wherever he goes, then we can win the bishop. So basically we are going for a forced exchange. Like it is discover attack is all about. If not forced exchange, like at least a pawn up will be benefited finally. Okay, so after this, like queen captures was played. Holding sure this pawn is in the middle of the board only. Like a very good blockade we can say. But it is not permanent blockade. So after this, white started playing like bishop takes bishop. After bishop takes bishop, since the rook is in attack, so of course he need to move his rook away. So now we can see the power of pass pawn. Since his piece up and all his pieces are very active, now you can see how Fischer will take advantage by creating a connected pass pawn. Or like after e4, queen will go to g5. Now he is forced for pass pawn. So we can see like another two moves, there will be a fork threat also. To stop this, black started capturing as much as possible. He'll try to minimize. Now it's isolated pass pawn. And to stop this, black started responding with rook to d8, making sure he'll try to stop it. So after d6, we can say this rook has been inactivated now. So it's like only is playing with two pieces. So that's the reason he should be playing attacking. When a person goes for defensive, like pieces will get inactivated. And now he's having only two pieces, I can say. So after this, he saw like this is a very active piece. So Fischer started focusing on that weak rook. So he started playing like rook to e1. He's asking, you better go for trade or else I will take your rook and you will be checkmated. So black started playing like rook takes rook. After rook takes rook, again there's a back rank mate. So here we can see like, of course he cannot play like h6 and all. The moment if he plays h6, then again it's a mate. Because this breathing space is controlled by the queen. Yes, of course, another one more is like he can play like g6 also, one of the variation. But in the game he played like f5. Plan is very simple. He had some counter plan attacks on the king side also at the same time. But here his attack failed because every pawn movement creates a weakness. This diagonal is open. So please pause the video and try to find the Fischer move. Like how did Fischer end the game? If you find like similar to Fischer moves, then you're like a Bobby Fischer. Okay, please pause the video. Queen d5 check. King cannot go here because it will be a mated. And similarly, he cannot block with the rook also because again there's a back rank mate. And of course the rook cannot go because it's spent. And final option, because of this check, is forced to bring the king to f8. Now again a big blow I can say. It's a beautiful like rook sacrifice. After king takes, queen to g8 checkmated. Now king don't have any breathing space because of this pawn and queen is doing great job. Okay, let's go for the next one. Here black is Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer is playing like d5. It's very sad to hear like Bobby Fischer lost this game because of silly move. Like not immediately like by playing d5 it didn't lose. My question is once the d5 is played, where would you like to place this bishop? Bishop on b3 is good or bishop on d3? Okay, if you say like bishop to b3, I say there's no future for this bishop because it will be locked. There's no activity, it cannot go outside this pawn chain because these pawn chains are very good. So I recommend generally bishop on d3 is good, but in the game bishop b3 was played. Anyways, after this g6 was played. To activate this bishop, Fischer started playing like g6. Like every pawn movement creates a weakness, I know. But after queen to h6, bishop can come and attack the knight. His plan is. So he's trying to activate his pieces. According to his plan, the move has done. So after this, bishop d2 was played. So he's trying to trade a bad bishop for a good knight. So after this trade, a strange move was played by Bobby Fischer, g5. So every pawn movement creates a weakness. Remember, like Bobby Fischer was 10 years old when he played like g5. So because of this move, it costed his game. So after this move, White started going for aggressive attack because his rooks are connected and also his queen is doing great job. Whenever there's opposite side castling, we need to go for pawn push to break the barriers. Anyways, the king is in middle of the board and center is closed. So after h4, pawn takes, rook takes, we can see every capture is helping us to improve our pieces. So he's going for bishop to f8 to making sure there's no checkmate. So after this, he started activating the worst piece which is not developed, like rook to h1, rook a to h1. Bishop e7 was played just to thread this rook away. But you know something, like there is mate in 2 moves here. Please pause the video and think for a minute. Once you find the answer, please unpause. So if you found the answer like rook g4 check, brilliant it is. The reason is he cannot capture because there is a mate in 1. So he started blocking with the bishop, but still even this doesn't help him much because queen x h7 checkmated. Let's go for the next one. So Fischer is playing like white. It started with queen pawn opening, d4, like g6. Looks like black is Altesky Jacob, who is playing like king's Indian setup, like g6, c4, knight f6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4. After castling, bishop g5 was played, d6. It's a king's Indian defense, I can say. So knight f3 was played. So white is looking for development. So knight bd7 was played. So his plan is very simple. If bishop takes knight, he can recapture. So after this, generally like we'll look for bishop e2 and castling. But here Fischer started going for aggressive attack like pawn to e5. So idea behind this move is he wants to kick the knight from the f6. So after this capture, knight went to g4. Now black started telling like, well, your e4 pawn is under attack thrice. So only once it is defended. So what you're going to do? So Fischer was not bothered about this pawn. He started playing like knight to d5, making sure he's increasing the pressure on this e7 square. I think black didn't notice this move. Immediately went for a capture knight x e5. Then afterwards, in just 3 moves, black was forced to resign the game. Can you find the winning move here? Remember, it's all about forced moves. Well, if you found this move, amazing it is. Yeah, knight x e7 check. King started moving away, and thereafter was knight x g6. Again, it's a check. After pawn takes, heads takes, bishop takes queen. So immediately black resigned because he lost a queen. A small introduction on king's Indian defense. Like Bobby Fischer's favorite weapon was like king's Indian defense from his youth time. And here I would like to show some of the ideas like how to play the king's Indian defense. Like why you can't play against king pawn opening, remember this. So after d4, knight f6 and c4, pawn to g6, like knight c3, bishop g7. Here we are not going to fight for the center with the help of pawns. Initially we'll look for king safety first, and then later we'll fight for the center. So that's the reason we'll play knight f6 to control the center. Like after knight f6, these 2 squares are controlled, so you can't play e4 unless knight comes and protect. Okay, so after bishop g7, knight f3 castles, e4, d6. So by this move, what happens? We're trying to prevent the attack. And here, most of the time, players won't go for e5 because after takes, we can see there's a trade of queens immediately in the opening. And if knight goes, there's a loss of a tempo. And if king takes, like we can see like knight to g4 attacking twice. And also there's a fork threat also here coming. And also where anytime you can bring the rook in open file and control. And also knight c6 can come and guard this. Sometimes I play c6 not allowing the knight to come on b5 or d5 to control the center. So here is the move. Yeah. So after this e4, d6 should be played. And there are many moves from here on to play, you know, like white can play like various moves like h3, bishop. The main move is like something like bishop e2, and also they can play bishop d3 also, bishop e3 also. Many moves are there. Okay, let's go for the next. So white is Fischer, Bobby Fischer, and here Fischer is losing this game because of threatening moves. Because of threatening moves, Fischer loses the tempo and he'll lose the game. So it's very important to understand like how the attack goes on. So since we can see here there's opposite side castling, so whoever goes for pawn push, break the barriers, they'll be the winner generally here. So black has got slight advantage because he's got some open file here where he can bring the rook anytime and go for attack. So here after h5, black started playing like threatening moves. Please pause the video and try to think for some time. And what is the first moves that will help you? Of course, there's no checks, there's no captures. Like this is the check and this is the capture, which is not going to work out because simply we are going to lose the material. So something threatening moves. You have to look for threatening moves. Something like improving your pieces. Okay, I hope you guys have found the moves. So you guys are unpausing, I believe. Okay, so here you can play, black start playing like rook to c4, a threatening move, where with the tempo is attacking also. Queen has to immediately react, otherwise his queen is going to fall. So queen went to e3. Now we can see twice it is an attack and twice it is defended. At the same time, once it is an attack, once it is defended. So here Warner Ken started playing rook to a8. We are going to lose the material. So something threatening moves. You have to look for threatening moves. Something like improving your pieces. Okay, I hope you guys have found the moves. So you guys are unpausing, I believe. Okay, so here you can play, black start playing like rook to c4, a threatening move, where with the tempo is attacking also. Queen has to immediately react, otherwise his queen is going to fall. So queen went to e3. Now we can see twice it is an attack and twice it is defended. At the same time, once it is an attack, once it is defended. So here Warner Ken started playing rook to a8. The plan is he's going for a checkmate on h2. Going for attacks. It's not a checkmate, he's going for checks and attacks. So to avoid this, he started playing like a3. Fischer started playing like pawn to a3. Again, very interesting move, queen to a4. Now again, there's a twice it is an attack. Of course, g3 cannot be played because again, queen takes pawn is there, and after pawn takes, simply the queen falls. And also, we doesn't need to take the queen. We can go for checkmate also. So this is one of the thing. So in this point of view, he's forced to play like pawn to c3. So after this, you can see like since the queen also is coordinated, not only attacking this pawn, it is attacking once, twice and thrice. Only twice it was defended. So black started capturing knight takes c4. After bishop takes, rook takes, and queen is forced to move. Well, it looks very scary that he's going for a mate. Because queen is on h6, anytime he can play pawn takes, but it's too late, There's a brilliant move where black start playing like rook to e2. Plan is very simple. I'm going to give a check and mate is telling, and of course you cannot bring your rook and all because again the queen will come here and mate threat is there, and also rook sacrifice also is there. So here rook d2 was played. After rook takes, queen takes, queen check, and finally it became a fork because there was a weakness created. So Fischer just resigned the scheme